So, round of 16, Sudden Disaster 2. Margougou was able to take down the beast that is ACCM in the previous round. He won that one 3-2. And so he finds himself here. He will already be happy, but he will not be satisfied, I guess, right? He will want more victories. Sora Kuma took down Mihai and then myself in the prior round. I think Mihai was maybe a slight favorite there. Both players are pretty beastly these days. Either way, that was also 3-2. So these guys had some pretty tough fights in the previous rounds. Now, early rounds in this tournament, this map and this Civ, the Gurjaras, gave some much weaker players some opportunities. We had some underdog stories, multiple. I think it was a player named maybe Javesty who beat Jordan. Javesty, like 1,000 elo below the opponent there. We had one of the mods on the channel, Rbase, able to take a game off of Elix. The list goes on. I know there's many more. And basically, if you can get to the Siege Elephants very quickly on this map, you can destroy the opponent's TC. Reminder, it is sudden death, right? And so, big thing on this map, you've got 30,000 food on the little shorefish on the end of the aqueduct, okay? Both players have access to the fish. That's a lot of food income. But if the aqueduct is destroyed, there's an explosion, and it will create an opening into the opponent's base, and the fish is then gone. So, the Gurjara strategy is to go fast castle, super fast siege elephants, which do a lot of damage. Take down the wall. You got an opening. You run in. You kill the TC. Does Sora Kuma know this? Is he aware? And what can you do against it? Because I think you could easily go monks. You could maybe consider Ratha. But, like, going for a castle is kind of difficult because getting to stone is kind of questionable. Because the stone's all on the outside. I guess we'll see. But I think Margougou certainly knows. He's done his homework. He did actually play against Gurjaras on this map in the previous round as well. I forget who won that. I think Gurjaras won, but it wasn't just because of the siege elephants. Margougou was able to defend from that, and ACCM won in other ways. So, first time chatter says, why is it more common to just put palisades or stone walls dotted around areas where castles could go up? For example, around the TC. Generally speaking, there's always another spot. Like Palisade, for example, go down so fast that it wouldn't accomplish a ton, I guess. But I do actually think it's a smart play. It's really hard to focus on when you're focusing on everything else. It's very easy when you're just watching to tell someone to do that. So it falls into that category, but I do think in some situations, not so much on this map, but on other maps, people should be doing that. And actually, I did see it 2 or 3 times before on, I think, Akare is the map. You can't destroy the aqueduct with villagers. You have to destroy the aqueduct with military or like a castle or a tower. And Margougou is up. And this... It's been a while since I've seen this strat. I think Margougou is going up too fast for the strategy I was hyping up here. If anything, I think he's going to try what ACCM did against him. And he's going to try and go, like, Tower Rush Archers. I would be very surprised. Wait, hold on. What's he doing? He's going Barracks now? Yeah, I would be very surprised if this is Fast Castle into the Elephant Rams at this point. There was a player who was trying to destroy it with the Scout. Oh, that was Beery. Beery was attacking with the Dark Age Scout, and he stood here for like 10 minutes, and then nothing happened. Hello, Margougou. Oh, he left. Oh, he could have gone in. You never really want your Scout trapped, but he's about to be in Feudal Age. He might have wanted to take a look and see what Sora Kuma was doing in there. So Sora Kuma adding more vills. This feels like a fast castle, and here comes Margougou now. And this will be Tower Rush and Archers for Margougou, hoping to get a little bit of map control. But Sora Kuma hasn't started to mine any gold yet, but if he wants gold, he could go here. Why do they have 201 stone? Fun feature about this map, but you only see 201 stone if you're an incredibly creative, attractive, and cool person. If you're not any of those things, you don't actually see 201 stone. You just see 200 stone. It's a weird, weird bug. So I'm not sure what you guys see. I'm seeing 200. But sorry, it's either that or it's just how the map works. Sorry. Dumb joke. Dumb joke. So, like, the thing about Gurjaras is their eco's so good at the start because you build the mill right away here and you have the sheep. And then if you take out this aqueduct later, you actually can then eat the sheep to help you recover once the fish is gone. I don't love Tower Rush here, but it worked against Margougou because it took him off the fish enough, and that's his goal. His goal is to take the fish at home and deny it from the opponent. Sora Kuma is probably just going to place a piece of stone wall here. He's actually repairing the wall, which is crazy. And now he's building the wall. And yeah, this is what smart players do against the Tower Rush. You just move out, and you just place another piece of stone wall, pull back the weak villagers, give yourself a little bit of time. And so Sora Kuma is like, no problem, bro. Not an issue for me at all. On the way to Castle Age. Sora Kuma could go for siege elephants. Bengalis get that as well. Gurjara siege elephants are stronger. But Sora Kuma could still do that. Margougou will make his way through that wall. And now he'll try and go through another wall. We'll see if Sora Kuma wants to go for defensive siege or not. My neighbor is like weed whacking or mowing their lawn or something that is very loud. So if you guys hear that, I'm really sorry. I try and keep the neighborhood up to date on the tournament schedule in AoE, but they just look at me weird and don't respond. So I'm kidding. I don't do that. But sometimes I'm tempted to. Okay, here we go. Another stone wall. Yeah, like, smart players never should struggle against this Tower Rush these days. He makes it look very easy, but because arrow projectiles from towers are similar to TCs and they're not as accurate as they used to be before Definitive Edition, they're going to miss a lot, and they just don't do enough damage there. So, so far, Margougou's strategy has not looked that good. But in Margougou's mind, this was much stronger because he took a lot of damage to this against ACCM. So, I think Sora Kuma will go Siege Workshop right away. And he goes for a Monastery as well. And there's the Siege Workshop. He can probably make a Mangonel and push all of this back. Nicely for Margougou. He is with a good economy behind this to head to Castle Age soon himself. Round 2 now for Sora Kuma. He will try this again. Loses a Vil. But I guess as Bengalis, you're not that worried. I'm surprised he's here. You can just back away again. Surprised he even felt the need to do that when he was about to have the Mangonel. But better safe than sorry. Margougou killed one Vil. Margougou, though, doesn't have a Scout. And actually, the Camel Scout doesn't have any conversion resistance or, like, bonus damage versus a Monk. So Camel Scout's actually not a good unit to have now. Margougou has not started to shoot the Aqueduct. Margougou has to flee now. And abandon this tower, probably. So he doesn't lose the Villager. Sora Kuma will come out with the Villager. Actually, very risky. He got way too close. Margougou wants that Vil. Nice job from Margougou there. Just buying himself some time, right? Really nice. Oh, and he got the Villager. So 2 Villagers killed. I mean, it's not bad. And he hasn't taken any damage yet. Monk is also out. Oh, Sora Kuma, you're kidding me. Margougou needs to delete that. Margougou gave him the Camel. That was not a good play for Margougou. Unfortunately, just kind of felt like, I guess because he got a couple hits on the Monk, he thought he was going to be close to killing it, but it was nowhere close. Obviously, very distracted. It's funny, though. It's a Camel Scout instead of a Camel Rider, so losing it in Feudal Age is better than Castle Age. That's kind of wild. And now Sora Kuma moves out with his Scout, which he kept alive this whole game. He sees the stable, knows there will be some units out here eventually, and that he might need some spears. Sora Kuma is just so relaxed under pressure. He also sniped that weak Villager. Is this good for Margougou? I'm not so sure, but Sora Kuma is exposed up against mass scouts right now if Margougou can get there. Is only going to have 2. Sora Kuma already has 1 relic brought in. Sora Kuma will probably have a 2nd and a 3rd relic because there are relics to find over here. And he's also transitioning onto the berries, which is making me think he might want to take the wellspring out at some point. Light Cav upgrade on the way from that stable for Margougou, but this is, I mean, that's only 2 Light Cav. This just looks so difficult for Margougou to get the damage. He will drop another stable. Gondrin says Sora Kuma might be the most improved player in the last 6 months. I wouldn't disagree with you. His elo's insane. He's playing really well in every tournament set he plays. He's definitely like one of the biggest up and coming players in the game. Wow, did you see that? Can one of the mods or somebody clip that? I can send it to Capture Rage later. Super annoying. He's so relaxed under pressure, and then he's like really structured in how he plays it at the same time. He's not too slow or too fast to pressure. Just seems like he always has a plan. And right now, this plan is to make a move to Margougou's base, and Margougou can sense it's coming. Margougou cannot engage against Pikeman Monk right now. And it's a defensive castle. Yeah, he knows he's going to be pressured, possibly through the opening. But here's my thing. I think if you're Sora Kuma, and you actually scout that castle's there, you don't destroy the wellspring, and you just boom. We'll drop an outpost now. I don't know if he'll have vision on that. Oh, he sees it. Yeah. You can just destroy the wall on this side and still go for the TC and then benefit from the food income there. Margougou has the light cav over this way, hoping to deny some relics. And another siege workshop for Sora Kuma. Sora Kuma will know the castle is there. The outposts are so good. Meanwhile, Margougou still needs an answer for this. In theory, there's an answer if you get enough Light Cav and the micro is good enough. Like, Light Cav can kill the monks, and then Chakrams can kill the pikes, and then Light Cav can kill the siege. But when these units are all clumped together and the player's paying attention, it's almost impossible to kill. You need to distract them somehow. You need to hit them in another location. And Sora Kuma has outposts over here. He sees Margougou is going to try a sneaky push. So there will be no surprises here. Margougou will trap the villager, though. That's nice. And Margougou will drop a tower here. Just hoping to avoid this right now. But I don't know if any siege elephants can surprise. There's pikemen. There's monks. There's a camel there. And the push continues for Sora Kuma. Look at how many outposts he's built, guys. Outposts are the most important building in this tournament. Actually, that's not true. The TC is the most important building. Second most important building is the outpost. You do kind of need the town center to stay alive. Ooh, archers are still alive. That's something even I forgot about, and Margougou's got chances now. Sora Kuma did not notice that because Sora Kuma's coming in this way, but Sora Kuma could kill Margougou if Margougou doesn't push fast. This gets real interesting now. I think Redemption needs to come in for Sora Kuma to convert buildings in siege. Margougou's tower is going to melt here. And then Margougou's TC could follow. He really needs his market, too. Like, losing the market is going to be painful. He's still not pushing here. He's brought everything back to survive. It's a tough angle for Sora Kuma to push from with this wall, because if you click the TC, these mangonels will path into the castle fire. So that wall is actually pretty good for Margougou. Buys him a lot of time. Will Sora Kuma just go for the kill in Imp now? Like, maybe just get to stone, build a castle, and go Imp? I think that's actually the smart play, but you're so close to killing the opponent, you might try and force it here. He only has one villager on stone. But he's about to click up to imp. Like, how does he do this, man? He's so good. Like, Sora Kuma plays like he thinks he could beat everybody. He's so relaxed. His eco is so smooth behind this. Perfectly balanced, honestly. I think Margougou needs... I think he needs to mass elephants here. And he needs to use the castle to shoot the wellspring. And then time the elephants running in to go for the TC. That's the only way he can win now. And I think that's what he's angling for. He has the elephants on the way. He, oh, he's going to go over this way with the light cav. He actually can get through. There's a hole there. Ooh, that's really, really bad for Sora Kuma. That's really good for Margougou. Oh, my God. That's the distraction. At the same time, he's trying to defend, so Margougou forces that away. Quite a few villager picks. Well played, Margougou. I could still find more. And the elephants are still massing there. There's a chance. Sadly, though, the defensive mangonel from Margougou forced Sora Kuma into redemption. And he could just convert the elephants. Which would be an issue, of course. Margougou's still running around. Margougou's still defending. Still not enough stone for a castle for Sora Kuma. Sora Kuma will try to wall this. Is that open? How is there a tree there? More vills could die? That's super annoying, man. Like, Margougou's gotten crazy damage here. Margougou's got chances now. Like, that's a lot of eco damage and distractions, but look at the military count for Sora Kuma. He's got so many monks, like, waiting around like he knows something crazy is going to happen. And now he's getting all the upgrades. He's got 16 monks, 18 pikemen. And obviously knows about the siege workshop because he still has the outpost. He buys the stone for a castle. He's ready here to convert Margougou's siege. He's always paying attention. He converts the siege. Margougou sees the castle foundation maybe and wants to deny it with the remaining archers and chakrams. And Margougou is going to have to try soon because with these elephants because the siege workshop's getting converted. Oh, man. Let's see. Are the chakrams and the archers enough here? They're doing so little damage, man. They're just tickling these monks. Units are just getting converted. Castle's still going to go up. The elephants are super lonely and on their own. And Margougou will maybe regret not trying these earlier. But Sora Kuma is just playing perfect. Just swatting away any potential pressure from Margougou like he's a little pesky fly. In a restaurant where someone is stealing their Wi-Fi, you know? He just played so smooth. I just love how, like, when he got distracted, he knew to back away here. Because this could potentially be an overextension. And even when he lost all those vills, like, look at how he's balanced out the game. Still pushing forward with the monks here. Could actually convert the tower, which would be a flex and a half, but why not? And Trebs are on the way. Margougou is massing petards now for one last try, but he has to delete the tower. Sora Kuma wandering around. I like the play from Margougou. You're absolutely dead, but you could still shoot the wellspring with your castle and run with petards and hope for the best. He's also opened the gate. So now Sora Kuma is in his base. You might need to go now, Margougou. Okay, 5 petards is all you need. Wellspring is down. There's a hole now. Run, Margougou, run. Here he goes. His TC is being trebbed and mangonelled. Run, Margougou, run. This would be epic. If it works, this will be epic. Ah, freaking Sora Kuma being all smart and stuff. Game over. Margougou gets defeated. And Sora Kuma obviously had a little bit of time there to realize. And he could see everything, man. Like, look, this is his vision right now. He had outposts everywhere. So again, like, if you look at Margougou's strategy and say you don't really like it, the reasoning for it is pretty clear. It's exactly what worked against him. the towers and the archers did a lot of damage against him in the prior rounds. Sora Kuma just built those couple walls to deflect it and had a really nice siege monk push and had beautiful eco. Sora Kuma is the real deal, guys. He's the real deal. KD was even 19 conversions, though, and just beautiful eco balance there from Sora Kuma. I still think this series, at least a lot of the games in this series, are going to be quite long because Sora Kuma isn't very YOLO. He's not the player to go petards and like all-in rams. Margougou might need to be that guy to beat Sora Kuma today. But that's just the first game. Nice attempts there from Margougou, at least. And Sora Kuma's gone for the Mayans. If it was 2015, everyone would be like, oh my god, Civ win. It's not 2015 anymore. It's now 2025 somehow. So Mayans not seen as strong as they were in the past. And at least in this tournament, I haven't seen the Mayans picked all that frequently. They don't really have very good monks, for example. And like very good, like, yeah, I guess timings. They're more of like a slow cook civ with lots of eco. But you do have the additional Vil with the Mayans here. That will be nice. And then also, because I'm kind of confused. Do you not start with the additional Vil here? Oh, he got Loom. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize he got Loom. I forgot. Okay. He doesn't have to get Loom. That's arguably a mistake because you don't get population capped at the start here. So maybe that's just instincts from Sora Kuma. But yeah, Plumed Archers versus Erenbai. I'm thinking about this. That's probably what it's going to be because they both have castles. So, I guess Plumes could possibly do it if you can get the numbers and you can get the upgrades in on them. So, they're firing with these castles on the Gaia walls that are surrounding the castles just to shoot them down. So you'll hear arrow fire the entirety of the Dark Age and Feudal Age. I would expect this is just YOLO fast castle, unique unit versus unique unit. And yeah, really good call. He probably got Loom because he was pop locked because of the castles not being his immediately. So I didn't think about that little detail. But that should be the case. I actually can look back. Yeah, so he is housed because you don't get the castles right away. So okay, I was wrong. It's funny how all these little details add up, right? Yeah, when Sora Kuma's played this map, he has always docked and added some fish. When Margougou has played this map, he has always docked and added some fish. And Margougou is in the north already with a dock. So, see if Sora Kuma chooses to do that. It doesn't look like he's doing it, though. Only 2 on wood. Makes me think Sora Kuma will just go for the Plumed Archers. And I don't mind it. Like, Mayans should have this slightly better economy in some ways because of the additional villager. And the longer lasting resources. So, I know people want to see YOLO petards. YOLO petards is underdog mentality. It's underdog and it's Twitch chat who just wants to have a good time mentality. It is not win a tournament, play safe, be a beastly player mentality. Not trying to, smack talk anyone who's done that, but I think Sora Kuma will just simply go for the plumes. Man, these llamas. It just will not shut up. We've got lots of weird noises here, man. We've got the constant arrow fire from the castles. We've got the llamas calling at me. It's a lot to manage, man. Life is hard for me. Damn, what a difficult job. Ugh. Some people have coworkers that are annoying. I've got the llamas. I've got patch notes I disagree with. So this uptime is pretty quick. You need 325 stone to get the market in the blacksmith. You can sell your stone because you already have 2 castles, which could give you the golds. But, like, this is really, really fast. Even Margougou's is pretty quick, but at least Margougou has the additional eco back here. Is Sora Kuma going to be able to click up? If he had pushed in deer a little bit faster, which is, of course, kind of hard to do. He's done it as fast as possible. Maybe then I'd like his food a little bit more. T90, why destroy the walls and not keep them for protection? Well, if someone else owns the walls, are they really protection? Not really, right? Like, it's not your wall. So it's not like you can just delete them when you want later on. Also, the way to play this is you have to make unique units, and you have to send units out of these castles. So obviously taking down the walls is very helpful then. Market blacksmith for Sora Kuma. But the food's not there. He'd never mind any gold. He'll get the gold when he sells the stone. Honestly, though, for Margougou, it's also kind of at the limit. And Margougou will also want to sell the stone. What do we think about these gold positions? Margougou's gold position is basically hacking. I've never seen a gold this good before. It is basically protected by the castle. This is actually not horrible for Sora Kuma, but it's still a bit further out. And wow, Sora Kuma does click up. And he does have Loom, of course. And he will be able to make Plumed Archers before Margougou can make Arambai. Nice build from both, though. And Margougou has the better economy. You get the wood upgrades for free. That's both wood upgrades. And then also has this extra food income. You don't need food for fletching and bodkinero as well when you're Burmese, so you can actually sell off the food to get gold. Which is still fine. And they're still trying to get as much food as possible. Do they have this labbed out? Also, Sora Kuma's not even getting double bit. I think there's a good argument for that. This map just snowballs down to military numbers. If you're going to be up faster, you probably need to save the 100 food just so you can get bodkinero. So really nice build. Sora Kuma will move forward now. Wood lines are going to be exposed on the back. Golds are still going to be exposed, especially Sora Kuma's gold. Margougou's gold is rangeable, but it's much better. Feels like Margougou needs this one, having lost the first game. I think, like, mentally he needs it because he is apparently playing on his old laptop and he's using his phone as Wi-Fi today because he just moved. It's actually incredible. He's playing pretty sharp. He did play on that laptop for years, so it's not like he's never touched it before. Eagle engages against the scout. Margougou is going to transport in the north and build a monastery here and get these relics. So that's another eco-focused move. But the plumes are on the way, and the plumes are headed directly to the gold right now. This could be over quick. This could be a problem. The plumes are here. And they're on the golds. Now, hold on. The Arambai's here. Has he got the timing on this? Arambai does more damage than the plume, but now there's 3 plumes. About to be 5 plumes. The eagle goes in. The eagle dies. If Margougou stabilizes at all, advantage for him, right? Wondering if ballistics is even possible, dude. Ballistics just feels so far away. Okay, there's the university. But you can't stop producing plumes ever. So you have to wait until you get the resources for ballistics, which feels so difficult. Those Arambai are inaccurate, which will allow them to hit groups when the units are running away from them. It's a helpful bonus. It's weird. You think bad accuracy is bad, but it's actually good in some weird instances. Sora Kuma. This reposition makes it tough for Margougou to reinforce from that one castle. And Margougou, yep, making a mistake. And he clicks all of his units that way. He's also walling. He's also trying to get those relics right now. He's getting them. But the plumes are on the prowl. Margougou seems... Sora Kuma seems confident. He is not producing vills. 0 villager production for Sora Kuma. He will occasionally, but... Oh, he's also got plumes here. He's forgotten about. What? Maybe he's expecting to lose this group? He can't get back now, and he needs to spread his units out against these Arambai. It's actually a pretty good engagement for Sora Kuma. I think Margougou thought that was going to be much better for him. And the other plumes are moving forward now and can move right to the gold. I think Margougou's dead, guys. I should probably try and hype it up a little bit more. But there's just so many plumed archers. And they're headed right to the gold. And the other plumes are over here on the wood line. Margougou does not have the numbers. He might have the relics, which helps him with gold. But you still need your villagers working. And Sora Kuma's micro just looks so good. Still doesn't have ballistics. They will lose those units. Margougou won't know that he has the eco lead after losing Vills, but he does have a really big eco lead because of the idle TC approach from Sora Kuma. Just a couple villagers on berries for food, and that's it. These plumed archers. What's better, a dude on a horse with some armor, or some skinny dudes with springy legs and no shirt? Just Age of Empires 2 things. Plumes are trying to get away now. Waiting for the ballistics upgrade. The hill is pretty nice here. Margougou is going to take the hill, though. Still no armor upgrades for either player. So it's just kind of their base stats with whatever attack they have. Man, the plumes seem great. The plumes seem awesome against the Erenbai. They kind of have a spring in their step. Boing, boing, boing. They look like they're happy to be there. Then you look at a siege elephant, and they look all depressed when they have to go in to attack things. 25 Vills against 35 eco and 5 relics. Margougou's resource income is way ahead. But he doesn't freaking know that. He just knows he keeps losing fights. And he can't move out. And once ballistics is in, it's going to change these fights so much as well. Oh, man. Again, Sora Kuma comes directly to the gold. Now Margougou sees ballistics is in. He's trying to dodge his way through there. But the plumed archers have that one extra range over the Erenbai. Sora Kuma just doesn't look like he can lose today. It's nice to see somebody else feel this way when they play him. It just feels like he can do no wrong. I'm probably going to jinx him now, but Margougou will drop a tower. If Margougou can jump on this, if Sora Kuma makes one mistake, it changes things. But, oh, man, the villagers are running that way. They get sniped by 3 plumes. And Sora Kuma also keeping a decent amount of plumes at home just in case there's a counterattack. The scout will get sniped now. And Sora Kuma, does he see the Erenbai? He does. So he can run away. I don't think he knows about the tower, but if he sees the tower, he just goes right to the gold then, right? Like, Margougou running forward means that he loses his gold again. And Sora Kuma falls right back to the castle, right back to the other plumes. It's just so structured, man. Margougou left his gold because the plumes could be there. And now petards are starting. Sora Kuma's actually producing petards. I don't think you need to do this. I think you just make straight plumes and you just start to add some eco and you're fine. But he is going to go for petards to make a play for that TC in sudden death. That's risky, though. That could be armor upgrade for your plumes. That could be more plumes. That could be more vills. Like, if those petards don't work, that's a way you can throw the game. Micro has to be perfect right now if you're Sora Kuma. But it seems pretty close to it, guys. Of how he just keeps moving in like he's going to hit the gold, and then Margougou has to run away with everything. Just idles the full gold area. Its Erenbai are just not looking good. And it's funny because Erenbai have looked incredible other times. Like Erenbai, it's not like they haven't dominated this map. Conquistadors, Mangadai, Erenbai, those have been the 3 units we've seen the most of. And Margougou knows he's dying, so he is going to start to mass petards, but the petards are meeting up in the middle for Sora Kuma. Will Margougou see any of them? He might actually catch one of them. Okay. All right, so now he knows. But there's already 5 petards here. And now the Erenbai are out of position. And here come the petards from Sora Kuma. Sora Kuma to win the game, down 15 villagers and the relics. He's bringing in the petards. No, Margougou. Margougou, no. No, he's dead. Sora Kuma defeats him with the petards. Man, what a beastly player. He's looking so sharp. And he didn't need to do that. He really didn't need to go for it. But maybe in his mind, he felt he did because he didn't have fish. He didn't have relics. But yeah, plumed archers and that micro just dominated that game. And Sora Kuma up 2-0. He's just near perfect right now. I don't know what else to say. Like, Margougou had a really sharp build. Margougou had a nice uptime. Margougou had great economy. But the plumed archer micro and the amount that he was able to make, the timing on everything was sick here. Also, I think it was really smart to not get double bid axe so he could get bodkin right away. I've seen a lot of players be late on certain upgrades because they continue to produce fills. And I joked about the petards, but like the petards were a really good play to finish off Margougou from there. Whether or not he needed it doesn't really matter. So Sora Kuma, 1 win away from moving into the quarterfinals here. So Margougou hasn't been able to get the best of Sora Kuma so far. Sora Kuma making it look easy, playing as the Portuguese here on Ring of Reeds. Melee for Margougou, though. Both these civs are insanely strong. I'm not really sure if one is way better than the other. I would say if the Portuguese player is making lots of military, that's where their strength is. And Melee, it's more about the timings of getting to Feudal Age, Castle Age, and Imp. You do have the water aspects, which both civs could technically play into on the outside or the middle. But I'm trying to remember, Sora Kuma, did he play with this civ before? Obviously he's played with Portuguese before, but I mean in his prior sets. I don't think he did, but something to consider here would definitely be organ guns and monks. He brought in the boar pretty early. He's actually on straggler trees for now, so I'm not really sure what his build is going to be. T90, can you reach out for a cat food sponsor so that you can install a permanent cat cam? Pretty please, question mark. Again, the cat cam thing is tough for me. When we just had one cat and I was at my old house, he was fine and he could come into my office without messing with things. And he would sleep like right behind me where the camera was positioned. It was perfect. But ever since we got a new cat, who's going to be 4 soon, believe it or not, she is a little bit more, shall we say, untrustworthy when it comes to nibbling on things. And so I don't allow her in my office, because to allow her in my office, I'd have to allow him into my office. And so, yeah, I don't know how we do that. Now, we got sheep getting stolen on the backside. This is all because Margougou is just pushing deer. Margougou hasn't scouted. He's just pushing in as many deer as possible. That's a risk. But yeah, and then where my cats do nap throughout the day, they have a couple different spots, so they'll jump around to wherever the sun is, basically. But a lot of that's in, like, my living room. And I'm sorry, I just don't feel super comfortable having, like, a camera that I pan to on my stream in the living room, you know? That's just... Like, if the cat bumps the camera, my fiance's, like, taking a nap or whatever. Like, that, it just feels like a weird privacy thing, so... If I move, like, I think we'll eventually move, and I think I will genuinely try and plan around having the cats understand that new space, right? Like, cats know when they're not supposed to be somewhere. After a while, you can't really change their thinking. And because they know they shouldn't be in here, they're bad, right? They're like, ooh, let's be naughty because I'm not allowed in here. But if we move again, I'll try and, like, retrain them and see if we could do a cat cam, because it'd be cool. It'd be cool to have, like, the little cat bed behind and the cats hanging out. So, dock on the backside for Margougou. It's not too bad that he lost the sheep. Obviously, it's not good, but he pushed in, like, tons of deer. He's had all the meat. So, I think he probably got as much food from the deer as he's losing with the sheep. And Sora Kuma didn't push as many deer because he was scouting. And that's also why Sora's Kuma's score is so high, because he scouted the map. He actually didn't see the dock approach either because he scouted so early, so he doesn't really know how Margougou's approaching it. So Margougou has that. Margougou's also dropping a barracks. Margougou's definitely going Feudal Age here. Sora Kuma is taking whatever food he can from the middle and what's remaining in the middle. But it kind of feels like fast castle-y for him. He still has more sheep that can come home. He still has tons of sheep underneath his base. So I think, let's see. Maybe he clicks up now. Yeah, this uptime could still be a fast castle with the Portuguese. He didn't get loom, though. So if Margougou attacks in the middle, he'll be very exposed there. McCorlin says, my dog's not allowed in bed. He also has separation anxiety. But we learned if we keep the bedroom door open and go out, he immediately jumps onto the bed and sleeps there like a king. Yeah, exactly. Like animals... So yeah, my cats, they know I can't let one of them in here, which basically means both of them. And so if this door is cracked open and I go get water, they sneak in here, dude. And they're like, ooh, let's like enjoy all the things in here before I'm not allowed anymore, before dad yells at me. And so it makes their behavior worse, which is the problem. Like the last time I let Bo in here, he's the T90 cat emote. He was booping my microphone. Like, I intentionally was like, okay, let's let him in here. He's sitting on my lap, and he's smacking my mic out of in front of my face. I was like, I'm sorry, but I can't work like this. It's funny for the first 5 to 10 seconds. It's cute, but then it's like, this is an issue. And then getting behind the computer where there's wires and who knows what they're doing back there. Margougou's ready. Margougou's ready to feast right now. And Sora Kuma just didn't expect Margougou to attack. It was risky to be out here. And Sora Kuma has no loom. And Sora Kuma tries to save his villagers. He lets Margougou into his base. Margougou is hodoring right now. And he's got more man-at-arms to bring in if he wants. Sora Kuma with the risky plays. But how did he not lose a vill? That's actually crazy he didn't lose a villager. He didn't even lose his scout. Margougou, if he's going to Hodor, he really needs to, like, attack door at the same time so that you take the gate down. But he is waiting for an archer to come in. Sora Kuma is going to have a very difficult time here. Like, he doesn't... Okay, he's building the market in the blacksmith. So he will get that. He's walling along the front. I actually think it's really critical he doesn't sell his stone. A lot of people will do that. I think you might need your stone for a potential tower. And Sora Kuma still keeping that scout close by, still keeping it safe, waiting for the resources for Castle Age. And he can drop off and click right now, and there he goes. Damn. Don't tell me he's about to trap Margougou. No, he's dropping a tower there. Okay. Guys, did you notice what just happened? Margougou lost his scout. After watching Mr. Yo play earlier, and I think Sora Kuma and Yo have very similar play styles, I can't help but feel like this could be an issue. Margougou's diving! Margougou's diving underneath the TC! There's not a lot of vills for the arrow fire. That could be amazing for Margougou, or it could be a disaster. Has he gone too far here? Finally he's gonna kill a villager. I think. Yeah, finally he kills a villager. Okay, so he forces reactions. But Sora Kuma is still on the way to Castle Age. We'll probably need to place a new lumber camp. Let's see what Margougou's up to. Margougou still taking the fish on the outside, has some farms, has the food in the middle. Yeah, Margougou's build is really nice. Because he can make it to Castle Age pretty quickly behind this. He's gone for big eco plays. I think the only thing that he probably doesn't need is fletching. I don't know if fletching gives you that much here. What I wouldn't hate from Margougou is a tower in range of Sora Kuma's tower and then putting your archers inside. Just so you can have this position and stop a siege workshop from going up. Froggy in chat says the series feels like Margougou is the better player, but he's playing the wrong game. This game, maybe feels like Margougou's the better player. I don't know, man. To me, I think it's taken a little bit of credit away from Sora Kuma and just how solid he's played. But this game, Sora Kuma has taken a massive risk, which he hasn't done so far. Every other game has been like super well calculated and a nice mix of aggression into eco, kind of like Margougou's doing. Sora Kuma has kept this scout alive, which is key. He's opening now with double monastery. And Margougou knows that this is going to get kind of dicey here and he needs to make it to Castle Age. But only monks is pretty wild. Also kind of cheeky here from Sora Kuma that he walled this in and now can go out here to get food. And now he converts an archer. Margougou will drop a tower in the middle now, which could help against the monks. The starting scout's been healed up. Crazy value from the scout. Crazy. He won't lose it as well. That scout will not die. No, he'll kill the archer. He's going to back away and heal it up again. And he's going to rush down the tower. Margougou with some quick walls. Margougou doesn't get the quick walls. More monks can come convert villagers. That tower is pretty critical here. But it's kind of tough, both for Margougou to defend the tower, but also for Sora Kuma to take it down. There's not a lot of choke points. Or sorry, there are a lot of choke points there. Is Sora Kuma going to make this work? Like, that was a lot of pressure dished out by Margougou. The scout will come over, heal up. The converted archer heals up. Siege is going to be on the way. Man, the tower is going to go down. Margougou can't do anything here. He has to flee. Otherwise, he just gives his opponent villagers. Margougou's fire ship just patrolled here. Isn't finding the damage. The archers are still trapped. And yeah, now Margougou is panicking down a tower. There was a ram on the way to go for that tower. Damn. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Lots of monks on the way. You're just converting your opponent's villagers now, which helps your own economy. Margougou's in full panic mode with that ram on the way in. And Sora Kuma, he might not even need the ram. He can just use villagers now. And then he can outrange the tower with the monks to convert any of Margougou's vills. Margougou needs a castle right now. Like, he needs a castle and karambits, but he doesn't have the stone yet. And Sora Kuma's repositioning the monks. Being patient. He's actually converting the archers back here. So he gains another archer and kills one. He does lose another monk to the tower. Margougou's still holding. Margougou's dropping the castle. He's bought himself enough time. And with that time, he can make karambits. Karambits are usually pretty good against monks if you have the eco. I'm really questioning if Margougou has good eco right now. He barely has anything on food, but he could fix that. Tower goes down. Sora Kuma sees the castle. Sora Kuma is going to ram the castle and convert what he can. No way he moves in here. Like, that castle's going up. Castle's definitely going up. It's just a matter of when and how much damage is done. There's a mangonel on the way from Sora Kuma as well. I think he believes he can deny this, but he would be wrong. He needs to back away. That's good for Margougou. First big mistake from Sora Kuma this game, in my opinion. I think if he backed off there, saved those vills, he's in an okay spot. He really overinvested into that, and I think Margougou will be like really satisfied with the kills he just got. Okay, so now what? So now what do you do? By the way, Fire Galley was converted by Sora Kuma as he's shifting monks around the outside. Sora Kuma might need to consider a re-wall in the front of his base so karambits don't run in. Margougou does have some farms, but the food eco is not really good enough to make that many karambits. So you need quite a few karambits for them to be great against monks, but I do think it's a good option against monks. We've got a random man-at-arm that was converted, a random archer that was converted, a villager that was probably attacked by the very same units that were converted, and then the 2 monks that made the conversions. We've got a weird, like, Tarantino film going on here. The two enemy military units, the two monks that converted them, and the monks also healed the villager, right? She's pissed. She's like, she doesn't like the monks because why would they bring the people that attacked her onto the squad? That doesn't make any sense. Villager dies out here. Sora Kuma will show up with this little band of misfits, but is on stone waiting for organ guns. 15 karambits for Margougou. That's a crazy number of karambits. That's where monks can't realistically be very strong. But, I mean, if Sora Kuma can castle the outside, that's a lot of potential pressure on Margougou's base. Margougou sees the archer and the fire galley, but I don't think he's thinking about anything more than that. Like, that feels just like random extras. Here come villagers from Sora Kuma. But now I see these villagers moving. Oh, they're just moving to gold now. Interesting. So you're going to castle drop with 5 vills, 6 vills? I guess 7 because she's there? I mean, Margougou's thinking my opponent's gone monks. I can't lose if I go karambits. But he won't attack the wall to see what's in there. He doesn't know stone was being mined. He hasn't come to the outside. And the castle's going there? Interesting. Okay, so I guess, like, it might end up being good because if it were to be more forward, it would be spotted. Margougou would deny it and win the game on the spot. Sora Kuma can look now and see the karambits are on the way. But the karambits are actually going for the fire ship. But that gives Sora Kuma time. He can wall this off a little bit, right? Let's see where Margougou goes. Guys, what did Sora Kuma build a lot of in every single game this tournament? Outposts. Outposts. Margougou should never be surprised here. Sora Kuma gets through. Sora Kuma with the quick walls. And now the karambits can't do a damn thing, dude. What a play. What a play. And now it's panic time for Margougou because there's going to be organ guns coming from here as well. And now, does he push on the front? Like, now he's going to try and push on the front. But if he runs in there, there's siege, there's monks. Like, it's really tough for Margougou right now. He's going to mass rams. Oh, he's going to go for the kill. Oh, this is going to get crazy. By the way, Sora Kuma knows about that. So he saw the flag. So it's like both players trying to kill the other. Margougou's dropped the tower here, which is a good call, but he doesn't have any more stone access there. And he's loading up the karambits. Oh, baby. Get the ram emotes in chat. Can he do it? Sora Kuma sees this. Sora Kuma sees this. He's got a mangonel, but the houses will go down very quickly. And he can't convert the units because they're in the rams. Oh, that's a lot of pressure from Margougou. Sora Kuma needs a wall everywhere. He doesn't have it yet. He doesn't have it. The karambits are through. Weird situation here. It's a traffic jam and a half. Is this good for Margougou or bad for Margougou? I don't know who's winning this. I think it's fine for Margougou. He's winning. He's winning. He's got the karambits. He still just has one ram, but he can attack the monks. Meanwhile, we've got siege and we've got organs that can go for the TC. Is there actually enough rams and karambits for Margougou right now? Oh, Sora Kuma doesn't have the space in the TC for the monks. He doesn't have the space in the TC for the monks. He didn't realize he only has 2 monks saved. The ram is still there for Margougou. Sora Kuma's sending everything he's got now to go for the TC. Margougou has very little defense because he sent everything forward. Does he have enough to kill right now, though? I mean, Margougou's got a much better position. Much better economy. Karambits and rams are still flowing in. He just needs to defend. Actually think... I was going to say there's an argument that you just defend yourself instead of push, but he's got everything here anyways. Yeah, you've got to make the play. Sora Kuma does not have petards on the way. Sora Kuma has no defense, except for that monk. And another monk that hopped out of the TC. He did take out 1 ram. but his eco has just been shredded by Margougou here. Great job from Margougou to just hold on an early castle and get the castle up and just lean into Karambits and Rams. Like, he is really committed here. This TC is going to die. Yeah, this TC cannot be defended for much longer, right? Okay, one Ram is down. He's got like 3 Vills there. Can they take out the Ram? No, they can't. And Sora Kuma can't push. And Margougou gets a win on the board. Well played, Margougou. That was the first time that I really saw Sora Kuma take massive risks. And Margougou made him pay. Sure, he didn't kill a lot in Feudal Age. But the benefit of those Feudal Age builds is you're doing so many other things. And you have so many extra Vills, right? So he was taking the food in the middle. He was taking the food on the outside. He's added some farms. And that really paid off for him. This is what I meant. Like, if someone goes mass monks, Karambits are just the perfect unit against that because it's super cheap. They produce very fast. And what are monks good against? They're good against expensive, high HP targets. Like, they're good against units that the opponent can't produce more of. Karambits are super easy. It's half a population space. Nobody cares about losing a couple Karambits, so... that and the Rams and loading up the Rams like that was a really big play. Now, in hindsight, maybe Sora Kuma needed this castle to be more aggressive. But had he gone for the more aggressive castle with only 7 Vills, I really don't think that goes up. So I can understand at the same time why he went for the defensive castle. Now, well played, Margougou. Series starting to deliver. Maybe Margougou can take us to a 5th game. I did say it was going to be 3-2. I did also say it was going to be like a 2-hour series. So far, it's only been an hour, but... yeah, Margougou will be very happy with that. Wow, they're immediately into this game. They're speedrunning this series for us. Will we have any lames? Doesn't seem like we're going to see many lames right now. We've got Margougou pushing in his deer. We've got Sora Kuma pushing in his deer. And we have Koala. You might need to turn your head to the side a little bit. But if you really look at it, it does kind of look like a koala. I guess the berries are the eyes. I don't know what the relics are supposed to be. Like, are the relics supposed to be... is it a crying koala? Are those tears? Anyways. Yeah, it's kind of a koala. You have 2 boars. You've got 3 deer. And you have wood that's usually safe on the back. And if you get lucky... and both players have got lucky, you can actually wall pretty easily to protect stone and gold. So there is a world where someone could consider fast castle. The relics are the eyes? I think the berries are the eyes. Maybe, yeah, the relics are the eyes. I don't know why I thought the berries were the eyes. That's weird. Well, you know, I looked at it in the game instead of the minimap. If you look at the minimap, it's very different. Feels like more natural eyes for the berries. Why are we talking about this? Thank you for the primes, guys. Thank you for the primes. So I'd expect Margougou. I mean, he won the previous game with Man-at-Arm Archer aggression. I would expect him to play that here as well. They might just play very standard Arabia style here, and I think Sora Kuma will expect it. We already see the mining camp on gold, so this feels like fast feudal archers. Should have no real problems with that. Just wonder if maybe Man-at-Arms is too predictable for Margougou. Maybe he should consider something else. It's the first thing you think of when you're up against the Wu. If anything, I know this Civ is new, but I think it's more expected that you'll see Man-at-Arms from Wu than maybe any other Civ. Because other Civs have a few other bonuses, like Japanese has at least the cheap mill and mining camps and lumber camps. So you don't feel inclined that you have to go Man-at-Arms with them. But with Wu, you get the food from the early barracks. It feels like that, and then the regeneration bonus on the infantry and feudal. It's like, if you don't make infantry with them, what are you doing? Margougou finds the TC, and ooh, the trailing shots from the archers catch the legs of the scout. And that'll kind of hurt Margougou, but it's not too bad. And then there's the barracks. This would be barracks timing for Man-at-Arms. And Margougou will click up. Sora Kuma should know the TC's close by. Will avoid the straggler trees and finds the TC is right there. But this build from Sora Kuma is really fast. Really fast, really well structured. I think the key for him now would just be confirming that it is actually Man-at-Arms. And sorry for blinking the Fog of War there, but he'll see the 2 Vils on gold. That's exactly what you want to see. And now to confirm this, he'll look for the barracks. And... oh, he's missing it. It's really weird that he's missing it. Okay. I still think he's assuming Man-at-Arms. If it's not Man-at-Arms, it's archers, and then he can just match the opponent's archers. But you kind of do want to track this as well. So I guess he'll double back. And there we go. Evolution War in chat says only good players look at the minimap. T90, we don't do that, XD. That's not true, because in the rare instance that there's like a random palisade or a random sheep in a corner somewhere that I know is a palisade or I know is a random sheep because I've shown it on screen, there will always be one Twitch chatter who's like, bro, T90 blind, look in the corner, look in the corner. And I look in the corner just to show the sheep in the palisade. And they're like, oh, my bad. This is how I envision these people sound. And then, 5 minutes later, you have another guy, hey, look at the corner, T90 blind. And it's like the same freaking cycle. Meanwhile, I've shown it 6 times in the game, and I've known that it's not important the whole time. So there are some people that look. I'm not trying to discourage you guys from chatting. Sorry, that was maybe a little rude. Scout gets killed. So Margougou, he picked the woo for Man-at-Arms. Sora Kuma knew it was coming, and he's positioned things very nicely here. But the nice thing is that the infantry regenerate pretty quickly, so it's not like those Man-at-Arms are not going to have an impact here. Margougou's eco is stretched a little thin right now. He still doesn't have double bit axe. He's going to snag that now. He does go for the blacksmith as well, so he's hoping for a very fast fletching time. I just don't know if that's going to be very realistic for him. It'll eventually come in, but Sora Kuma's is already on the way, and Sora Kuma will not let these Man-at-Arms out of his sight. People are now telling me to look in the corner. You want a freaking corner? There's your corner. There's some grass off the edge of the map. You know what that does, right? Nothing. Yeah, other civs, those are weak Man-at-Arms right now. They definitely contribute nothing. But now, they'll actually, by the time they engage again, they'll probably be full HP. So, Margougou is housewalled nicely to protect a lot of his important res. Berries will eventually disappear. And Scout for Sora Kuma gets sniped. So Sora Kuma now doesn't have the Scout as well. A couple more farms for Sora Kuma. But this really just comes down to the micro and feels almost like kind of a passive Arabia game from here, where they're both going to wall and play it safe and add that eco towards the next stage. I really just don't think it's a game where we're going to see anything too wild, guys. Koala has been... it's a quality map, don't get me wrong, but it hasn't produced the crazy that frequently, at least with certain types of players. Margougou will find it pretty difficult to do damage. This would be the vulnerable area for Sora Kuma. Sora Kuma's just about walled. The only area he's exposed is on the left, so that's why he feels happy to advance forward, because he would probably encounter Margougou. Margougou's going to run through, though, which has been spotted, but now quick walls from Sora Kuma. Margougou's into the TC. Oh, God, that actually really hurt. Oh, no, you can't regenerate from that. Maybe that'll be the next DLC. They're running out of ideas, so I'm sure units will come back from the dead soon. And it's not the end of the world. I mean, this unit, or those 3 units, were probably not going to accomplish much, but well played, honestly, from Sora Kuma to get that quick wall in and realize that. He still probably needs to wall this. But yeah, he brings his army back. It actually works out for Margougou. If Margougou didn't do that, Sora Kuma would have gone forward and maybe killed villagers there. So Margougou sacrificed 3 units to save villagers, and that's fine. And now Sora Kuma will build the market. We'll probably see that stone sold. They're really thinking about Castle Age timings now. And Sora Kuma just sitting in his TC with his range units because there's no need to take the risk. T90, should this map qualify for tournament play? Well, we'll see if chat boos that koala joke, because no one seemed to appreciate mine. Actually reminds me, like, God, I don't know, like 8 years ago, back when I was a single lad, I was on the dating apps, right? And there was this girl, it was a photo with a koala, and I thought the opening line to make myself stand out would be a koala pun. And, you know, you guys have all been there probably. You know, you get unmatched every once in a while, and, you know, it just happens. This was immediate. Like, I was looking at it, I typed a koala joke, because she was holding a koala in her main photo, and then it was, like, immediate unmatch. Like, instant. I was like, what the hell? That was a good joke. That's all right. I actually had forgotten about that. I shouldn't care, but it was a good joke. I forget what I said, but it was way better than what I said to you guys. So, damn, Sora Kuma's on stone right now. I thought this would be like crossbow. Like, genuinely, I think he wins the game. He wins the series if he goes double range crossbow, ballistics timing with Malians. But it's sudden death. And so he's thinking about castles and aggression. That's certainly going to be entertaining for us, but are you going to be able to actually get the castle forward here? He would need this army to be upgraded, and he'd need like 12 vills. And they'd have to build the second he's in Castle Age. I don't think the timing's perfect for this. And Margougou's doing exactly what I thought Sora Kuma would do, and if Sora Kuma did that, he wins this game. It's so tricky. You love the castle drops, right? But, like, it's risky. I don't know. Maybe, though, he just plays defensive castle into Gebetto. And Gebetto might be the play if Margougou is planning on Jean Swordsman. Yeah, there's actually some reasonable reasons to do this. Jean Swordsman for the Wu are great against archers. Okay. The more I think about it, the more I talk about it, that's probably what his thinking is. Margougou will run into those skirms that Sora Kuma left there, just so he'd be notified if Margougou moves out. And Sora Kuma's over here. And Sora Kuma is kind of fortunate there. He only had 4 food left on the berries. Sora Kuma drops the siege workshop. And there's Bodkin for Sora Kuma's units. They're going to loop behind the wood line. And there's the castle as well. Will the castle complete? Margougou will see the castle foundation. He'll have crossbow. He'll have Bodkin. He also sees the siege workshop. Sora Kuma can be patient here. Margougou is not going to expect pressure behind his wood line. Damn, he's not even worried about this, is he? I think he should be. He doesn't seem bothered at all. That's crazy. He's not even waiting for the siege? Is he not going to lose a single vill? What? Again, guys, I think if there was like a new generation Mr. Yo, Sora Kuma's so similar. Just like super relaxed, super solid, not super speedy, super sneaky. Look at this now. I mean, now you got the archers behind, and now Margougou takes damage to just archers. That's crazy value. And this is not an army he really cares about anymore. Also, we see a siege tower. So I think this will be Gebetto in siege tower for Sora Kuma to roll around the map. This is some new meta stuff we're talking about. They made siege towers cheaper. But Sora Kuma doesn't see those crossbows anymore. And he just gave Margougou the idea. So he'll drop an outpost here. And just expecting those crossbows could possibly loop around behind. Remember, 1 TC. Even the Town Watch upgrade now, so there's no big surprises. And with Town Watch and with the outpost, you'd expect Sora Kuma to see this. He does see it. I think he can bring his Mangonel back now if he wants to. But he also could just make a new one. But being off of wood right here really hurts. And also, Margougou chased this down with the crossbows and killed all the archers. Margougou has a much better economy right now. It's super smooth. I Things are not so smooth for Sora Kuma after all the repositioning here. Did someone call a taxi? Because we've got a Siege Tower taxi coming on through. Mangonel, Siege Tower, Gebetto. Margougou's like, huh? I thought this was a high-level tournament. And the Gebettos hop out, and the Gebettos hop in. The thing is, there's a fire delay. When a unit hops out of the Siege Tower, it does take a little bit of time to fire their shot. So the crossbows could still get the snipes, but it's incredibly difficult to use crossbows against the Siege Tower. This freaking thing is 100 pierce armor. 100. So basically, you're doing 1 damage a hit with ranged units. And so much for Margougou's economy being strong, because he just got pushed off of all of his gold with the presence of the Mangonel here. And I don't know where the wood... Oh, wow. Sora Kuma is shifting over to this gold, actually. So he has very little wood income. Margougou's going to have to micro his heart out here. Has to be careful against the Mangonel, but Sora Kuma doesn't have repair villagers nearby. Margougou does still have crossbows that can get kills over here. And Sora Kuma's not noticing this. Sora Kuma's still microing on the front. Sora Kuma's still not noticing this. But I guess most of the units are just out of range. The key difference I'm seeing in this scenario is that Sora Kuma has an easy option to snipe the opponent's siege. And that's roll in with the Siege Tower, eject, snipe the siege, back in, back away. Margougou does not. Margougou does have ballistics, though. He can kill the Gebetto. Like, if the Siege Tower isn't there, it's a completely different scenario. Margougou must be wondering, where is the wood line? But there's just no wood income for Sora Kuma. It's all gold. It's going to be a little bit of wood over here, but Margougou's even found that. But I really need to focus on the front right now, because this is obviously, like, insane. Also, Margougou finding this gold is so good. So smart to move out there instead of having to take this gold. No wood for repairs for Sora Kuma. Kind of a crazy scenario. The repair villager got sniped. The Gebettos hop out, and now they're back in. The Gebettos need to take down the crossbows, but Gebettos are so weak against crossbow. I love how Margougou's playing right now, guys. I mean, it's still always this massive danger he could lose on the front of his base, but hasn't had big issues so far. And those Gebettos just don't fire fast enough out of that Siege Tower. Crossbow's always repositioning for Margougou. He's locked in right now. Finally, a little bit of a wood line for Sora Kuma. Sora Kuma's banking up the stone for a castle. We have to look out for that. Margougou's just not thinking there's going to be vills on that gold. Is Margougou going to counterattack? Counterattack to attack what, though? I guess maybe he'll send that army to this gold. This is looking pretty bad at home. Oh, he doesn't take the Mangonel, and we know the Gebetto will. Oh, but the trailing shot does get the kill. It's really quiet in here. Sora Kuma is going to be shocked he doesn't see more crossbows. Sora Kuma has outposts around. He has Town Watch, but the crossbows are here, and Sora Kuma doesn't notice. It's a slaughter, dude. It's a slaughter. Amazing raid for Margougou. And now Sora Kuma is going to have to do something crazy. And he's going, guys. He's going. He says, you send the army forward, then I will send my vills forward, and I will dive at your base. There is no defense for Margougou. This is extremely dangerous. The Gebettos are rolling in. There's villagers going to build a castle on his face. The Mangonel gets sniped. The crossbows are coming home. They've been called. They said, come save us, please. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. What is happening? The castle's on the way up. There's a Mangonel. There's a Mangonel. Villagers dying. Crossbows coming in. Gebetto need to snipe the Mangonel. Siege Tower needs to come back. Margougou, who's saving his Mangonel. Sora Kuma's got to wheel back over here. Siege Tower is also super weak right now, which is kind of a crazy detail. It can't actually make it back. And the castle's not going to go up for Sora Kuma. He doesn't have the stone either to place it again unless he buys. Obviously, most of his eco came forward. Margougou's eco is crap, though. They both have horrible ecos. So it might actually be even now. even though the Vil count says otherwise. The thing that Margougou does have is a big crossbow count. So I think Sora Kuma can't really complete the castle. And Margougou, he still has the siege waiting in front of his base. He should be able to deny any potential castle. Sora Kuma does not see those mangonels right now. He'll lose his Gabetto. This is looking bad. He has to try. He has to. Otherwise, he's dead. He'll snipe one mangonel. He doesn't get the other. And it's over. We're going to a game 5. It's over. Damn. Margougou with the mentals, dude, to stay alive after the way the first 2 games played out. Amazing job. Now, he'll need to settle down now and breathe a little bit. But as long as you play safe and just build outposts, I swear, Margougou, I know you're going to watch this. It's going to be like 4:30 a.m. in France. You're not going to be able to sleep because you want to rewatch these games if you win this series. I hope you're pissed at yourself in the past for not building outposts. Should never have any surprises here. Outpost here, and then no funky stuff can happen. Sora Kuma's last chance, as he's getting raided again, is to bring siege and drop the castle simultaneously. And this, he has to do it now because this is just getting so much worse. Yeah, he's got to bring everything now. In fact, bring every Vil while you're at it because, yeah. Margougou sees the siege now. Still always patrolling something in front of his TC, knowing it's sudden death. Sora Kuma is waiting for a 3rd mangonel even. Pearly Boy says, dude, it's 9:19 p.m. in France. Yeah, but, you know, he's going to play the series. He's going to go get some food. He's going to watch some TV. And then right when he should be sleeping, he's going to say, oh, I want to go watch the VOD and see what people had to say about my amazing plays. Split micro from Margougou. Split micro. Lands a shot on the mangonel. Amazing micro. It's over. The reverse sweep is happening. We have some subs on the line as well. Chatter's making it happen. And Margougou knows it as well. He's going out with style here. GG. Damn. So there is probably some credence, some reasoning behind not continuing with crossbow. Just because of the presence of Jean Swordsman and how Jean Swordsman are pretty good against archers. But from my perspective, that is actually an example of not playing standard when you can. You can still play standard. You can still play normal. You can still play macro. You don't have to be fancy in these settings and still win, right? And I think if Sora Kuma played ballistic timing on 2 to 3 ranges with crossbows, they're far superior than the Wu with that because of their bonuses, and he would have had a big lead in early castle. But he tried the masterpiece. He tried the clickbait YouTube style, and it didn't work out. And Margougou stayed consistent with crossbows and siege. The siege towers were kind of a problem, but every time the Gabetto hopped out, they were getting sniped by crossbows, so it wasn't really enough. Loved how Margot leaned into the numbers there. He made a lot of crossbows. He ended the game with 40. I also really liked how active he was on the outside, and how many times he came back over to this gold. So it'll go to game 5. Winner moves into the quarterfinals, which would be big for both of these two. And Margougou heating up, man. And here we are. And guys, this is going to happen really fast here. They have been into these games quickly, and there's 1 elephant per player. They have to locate their elephant and bring that in before the other person can steal it here. Margougou is playing as the Persians. It's the best 1 TC Civ in the game in terms of the TC production speed and the strength. 4,800 HP on this town center. It takes 10 petards to take out this TC, not 5. And then Sora Kuma's got the Khmer. And the Khmer can skip some steps. The Khmer can be very adaptive and aggressive. But of course, they just have a regular TC. So, map-wise, I wonder if there's going to be any little sneaky side golds available for a player. It does kind of feel like Sora Kuma gets this. This has been a point I brought up every single time I have casted this map, because as a player, I took advantage of this myself, and I don't think it's very fair, but technically that can happen for everybody. Margougou does not have that option. He does have a stone, though, which could be a little sneaky. Obviously, the players are going to need to scout this. Villager coming forward for Sora Kuma. No loom. He was thinking about shooting down the zebra there. Margougou met that with 2 vills. Margougou's locked in right now. And Sora Kuma will come back home. Think it's critical just that he sees these 2 tiles. But your normal scouting pattern is you do everything else. You bring in your elephant. You push in your zebra. Then, as you're on the way to the next stage, you look at your map. And so he will check this, I assume. And then you can extend your walls to the edge there and protect 1,600 gold. Oh, God, there's a lion attacking Margougou. Nice save from Margougou. Villager will not die. Villager gets close to dying, but Villager's fine. And Sora Kuma won't be headed out there with the scout anytime, so. If Margougou deletes his TC, that would be one of the biggest... I mean, if anyone deletes their TC, it'd be one of the biggest mistakes in a while. I don't think Margougou is Finnish enough to accidentally try and town center drop here. If it was Rubenstock or something, I'd be like, oh boy, what if he accidentally forgets? But I don't think he will delete his TC. So, what I would expect is the opening here is possibly, possibly just archers. But, like, I guess you can't go archers if your gold isn't safe. Scouts are weird because there's walls. Does he see that gold? Still doesn't see the gold. Still probably won't find it. I thought this map was going to be a skirm fest. Like, they wanted to switch it up from regular Socotra, but when you start with walls, it eliminates the scouts as an option. When the gold's this far forward, you tend to see less archers, so I kind of expected skirm fest, but neither civ is really that good with skirms. They're more of scout civs. Be prepared for me to get irrationally excited when Sora Kuma sees this gold. This is a very big deal, okay? But don't act like I'm overreacting. In fact, if he saw it now, he could be going fast castle with Khmer. There's that very strong potential, but he's actually just extending his walls solely because of the berries being exposed. And he will eventually find this. Margougou will also see this, though. And Margougou will see that and may be like, I wonder if I have something over here myself. He actually has a stone. But that's a nice little area for gold. This map normally gets decided by who's in the better position early castle age. That's more than enough gold. You never need to take the risk to move out there now. And Sora Kuma is like, thank you, AoE gods. Thank you, Scripter. That's very nice. I like this map. And Margougou's being as nerdy as possible. He's actually hoping to keep this open, guys. He has a militia on the way. He's trying to drush this. That's why he's being so active here. There's no loom for Sora Kuma. If Sora Kuma notices this, he could damage control real quick. But without damage control, it could be a dead villager. Margougou comes through. He's on the way to Feudal, right? He can't get loomed. The scout's going to go down. And at least this will be held open. I think you have to back away if you're Sora Kuma. It's risky to even do this. But, okay, he has the time to get those walls down. Honestly, that could have been way worse for Sora Kuma. Ah! 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 Problems! Loom's on the way. Margougou attack, bro. Okay, I guess Margougou just wants to hold this open and do whatever he wants behind this. And Margougou will have man-at-arms in a second. And now range opening for Sora Kuma. But he can't take the gold to go for lots of archers, right? Why is this still open right now? It's been a long series. There's been a lot happening. There's a lot of pressure. And Margougou is going to trap the Vill. Old patches, the villager could escape. Not with the updated pathfinding. In this case, the pathfinding was not updated for that villager. And Margougou finds a payoff already. This is crazy pressure. This is really good. He's killed a Vill. He has his eco upgrades. He's making archers already. He's Persians. His TC produces Vills so fast. Almost too fast, but still. I don't think you need to do anything more. I think you need to be aware that this gold is here. And you're just adapting to what you see now. Margougou's... I wonder how fast his heart is beating right now. He's played so well the last 2 games. Skirms are on the way. To be expected, of course. Walling now from Sora Kuma. So that gold's protected for later. And now the skirms show themselves. He cannot make a single archer and still get fletching right now. So it'll be full skirms. Margougou might need to just make some skirms of his own. To match this, or he could get the fletching timing to fight off the skirms. But you don't want to make too many archers against this. It could be a bit of a waste. Food eco is going to start flying here for Sora Kuma. And Sora Kuma starting to restructure his walls after deleting so many. But, it's looking rough right now for Sora Kuma. Margougou's follow-up's just so quick. It's funny, right? You watch Sora Kuma win, he's so relaxed. It's so impressive. And then he starts to take losses, and you're just like, well, it's because he's playing so relaxed. But, I mean, he only lost a skirm and a villager. It's definitely manageable. He's got 8 farms. Margougou's got only 6 farms. And Margougou continues to make lots of archers. I think, as boring as it is, I think just following it up with archers is just not good if your opponent shows you skirm. So Margougou could look at those 3 or 4 archers as a waste here. Now, in Arabia, you could add scouts right now. You could follow up with those scouts to do damage. Not on this map, because the walls are up. Assuming those walls complete. Yeah, Margougou's going to have a really tough time keeping his units alive now. Let's see, though. The men-at-arms are still pretty healthy. He does have his own skirms coming out now. We will see at least a skirm or 2 for Sora Kuma go down. Margougou also blocking very nicely there with those skirms on the front. You can tell he seems to click a little bit faster than Sora Kuma. And the men-at-arms follow their way through. They have to back away. Still a very close game. And a stable. But Margougou saw the stable, which feels key. That's not a surprise to him. Him being able to push in there means that he knows, and he will add his own stable for scouts. Oh, this is going to be crazy, guys. This is going to be a fun one. Remember, the gold from Margougou is exposed. So, long-term, that's really the positioning they're fighting for. And now if Sora Kuma didn't know before that he's shown Margougou this, he certainly knows now. A little surprised he didn't hop out there with the scout yet. Margougou might want to just tower the gold. Like, this is about to get crazy. You don't have the luxury to safely take this gold behind walls. You also can't go for a second TC in these settings, so I would just say tower now, and then everything else is completely fine. The scout runs in for a skirm and kills the skirm, but then you sacrifice the scout. Margougou will still be making some archers, though, so the scout addition isn't actually that strong with those archers still being alive. And now Sora Kuma gets hit, and now Margougou drops a tower. There will be a difference later on. Like, Horse Collar being in for all these farms is crazy strong for Sora Kuma. So his food eco is going to last a long time. That won't be the case for Margougou. But if Margougou's playing, like, Cav Archers and Archers, that's fine. You don't need a lot of food. He is actually getting Horse Collar now. That's a really good call now. This will be an extended Feudal Age war. Opening with Horse Collar is way too tricky with that build he went for. Is anyone else bothered by this gaping hole in Sora Kuma's wall? I hate it when players do this. Like, okay, I probably re-wall that way too early, but please stop doing that, man. It's stressing me out. Just build a gate there. Okay, he's going to build another stable. There's still a hole into your base, but whatever. Tower's up. Armor's on the way in now. for Sora Kuma's scouts. Game 5. Winner goes into the quarterfinals. Both players really talented, so they could make it to the semis, maybe make it to the final. And it's going to be full feudal here, guys. And if it's full feudal, I think it benefits the Kimura a little bit. I think Sora Kuma's goal, he wants to take down this archer range. He doesn't want those archers to be a factor. Margougu's still trying to send the occasional archer out here. Margougou just now adding the second stable. That's something that Sora Kuma already has. And those scouts are pumping now. He is getting housed. So production kind of hurts him there. But I'm sure he'll fix that. He didn't actually immediately fix that. But we'll see some houses on the side. This is the beautiful thing about the Kimura, right? You can just farm anywhere and it's super efficient. And now he's got forging on the way. And I think he's going to get bloodlines as well. And Margougou is starting to crumble under the pressure now. Archers probably are just better off staying in that tower permanently. They don't offer anything. There's only 4 of them. And he will lose his archery range. And, ooh! Sora Kuma wants to deny that gold. Damn. Did Margougou scout the other gold at all for later? No, he doesn't know about anything on that side. He doesn't even know about the stone there. I don't think Margougou can deny this tower. He could eventually fight it back. This is not an engagement that he can take right now. He might feel like he has to. He does not have the numbers Sora Kuma has. The Sora Kuma is actually going to get in there. He might have gone too deep. But he snipes a villager. Maybe snipe another villager. And Margougou is really stressing out now. Margougou has some spears in there. Margougou will need to keep those spears alive. But the skirmishers can snipe them. And the tower's now up. And oh no, Margougou. Margougou, we have like 50 subs on the line. There's going to be people gifting so many subs to the stream if you do this. But Sora Kuma says, this is not a charity. I'm not doing this for you. I mean, Margougou does have a lot of ills. You don't actually need the gold right now if you're Margougou. I think if you put the archers back in the tower, it's fine. You just have to focus on scout production. Wow, I think that was a misclick. He deleted his barracks. The palms are sweaty and the mom is spaghetti. More scouts are coming. More scouts are coming, man. And maybe more towers. Sora Kuma has to take the stone in the middle of the map. But now Margougou can't make any spears in a scout war because he deleted his barracks. But the pathing! Nearly! Oh, man. Sora Kuma getting a little too adventurous there. Skirmishers are in that tower. I don't know if Margougou knows that. Yep, and now they're out. And now they snipe the archer. And now they can snipe the spearman. That's so smart. That's really nice use for those skirms. And Sora Kuma's about to click Castle Age. Kind of risky because Margougou is full feudal. And Margougou has to build another barracks. Oh, no, that's so sad. He tried to delete a palisade wall or something. Deleting your barracks in a full scout war is so painful. But Sora Kuma just needs to defend this area right now. He'll drop a tower. This would be a tower so he can fully saturate that gold. He'll obviously be aiming for the light cav upgrade. Margougou has to come to this gold now. No stone available for Margougou to build a tower. And Sora Kuma, after the rough and shaky start, and after, some rough moments in the last 2 games, he's been able to play standard here, right? Like the previous 2 games, he tried to go wild. And he just kind of went somewhat meta here. Which is where I think he's really strong. Margougou's heart will sink when he sees Castle Age. And not only that, I think he will have to take the fight. Sora Kuma needs to wall this side right now. See how relaxed he is? Like, I would be building this with another build. But he's keeping an eye on the middle. He sees the numbers. These 4 skirmishers have done such good damage, by the way. I think they probably killed like 6 or 7 spears. Margougou has found stone over here, but he can't actively take gold. He has not clicked up the Castle Age. He gets some kills. He might commit to this engagement when he sees Castle Age. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. Light Cav, like Iron Casting or Armor and Knights, it just changes the fights massively. Margougou is now unsure. You could tell he just kind of froze. He's like, do I make scouts? No, but I still need to make spears. He's probably going to try and sell this stone and buy food to click castle. He has to hope Sora Kuma takes a really bad fight here. There are still spears for Margougou. So Sora Kuma will take the engagement. His skirmishers are focusing down some of the spears. It's going to be really hard to click the rest of them. Obviously, Margougou needs to win this fight, or it will be Sora Kuma moving into the quarterfinals. And Sora Kuma is moving into the quarterfinals. He was patient. He waited for Castle Age. And he just dominates the fight here. And Margougou just had a really tough time matching the scout numbers here. An amazing series. But there's no coming back from this, and Sora Kuma does it. Another series where he wins 3-2 in the 5th game. Sora Kuma is clutch. And I still maintain, as sad as it is, I think Sora Kuma, if I were his coach, I would tell him, just play standard, dude. Like, just play standard. The previous game, if he played crossbow and ballistics, he probably wins that one. Tried to get a little too fancy. He played very, very solid here. And the pressure is much heavier on the player who has just lost 2 games. Like, that pressure of potentially being reverse swept could really get to you. And the fact that he was able to stabilize after the shaky start to early Feudal was so good. So, people in chat naturally will see the Vil count. They'll say, that's an early GG. It's not an early GG. There's 6 Knights. There's 11 Light Cav. Margougou is still a million miles away from the Castle Age. He will lose all his villagers. He was dead here. He put up a good fight. I think where things went wrong for Margougou, he saw skirms. He kept making archers. And I think if he's just a little bit faster to his own scouts, he's actually okay there. And it's just tiny little differences here, right? With res collected, the Khmer are always going to be a little bit better with the food collected. It's like Margougou's extra res collected, I guess, was just wood, because he couldn't transition them into farms as quickly, but like, Sora Kuma started the scout war, and he stayed ahead. I also think it is a factor that Sora Kuma was able to like freely mine stone, and he didn't need to be consistently paranoid about the little gold income he needed to get the bloodlines. The fact that this was such an exposed area of the feudal age gold played its role, and I think Margougou was under pressure there. Sora Kuma wasn't under any pressure whatsoever because his base was basically, completely walled with everything he needed. And yeah, it just got really tricky there. So well played, Sora Kuma. Shout out to Margougou, though. Salutes in chat from Margougou. He made it really close and competitive. But exciting to see Sora Kuma play so well, man. Sora Kuma just getting better and better. Like every single setting, he's going to be in the quarters here. So pull up the bracket now. I want to see who he potentially faces. I forget. Rod, thanks for the 5 gifted subs. I think you had said you'd gift subs if Margougou pulled off the reverse sweep. I appreciate you subbing or gifting the subs anyways. It's really kind of you. Let's see. Sudden Disaster bracket. Does he play the winner of Nikov and Classic Pro? I think he does. Here's the bracket. So, spoilers for today. Sorry, guys. But we're doing 2 sets a day. I'll review it every time. Yo had a great series earlier today. Yo will be up against Hart in the first quarterfinal. That's a really good series. I don't know. Yo feels like he felt too greedy today. I think if he tries to play like he did against Capoch against Hart, he'll be punished. But we'll see. I think Yo's the favorite. Barles Lewis is the series we'll cast tomorrow. Winner there will play up against Sebastian. So that'll be a fun series for tomorrow. Margougou Sora Kuma obviously just ended. And yeah, Sora Kuma will be up against the winner of Nikov and Classic Pro. Nikov's looked really good. Classic Pro's looked really good. I think Nikov's my favorite there. So potentially like a Sora Kuma Nikov or Sora Kuma Classic Pro. Duduzu in the quarterfinals, people. Freaking Duduzu. The legend of Duduzu. I mean, he beat Lucho 3. I forget who he won the first one against in the first round, because that was round of 128. That's not listed here. But then he 3-2'd Lucho, and then he went 3-0, 3-0. He'll be up against Andy. And Andy's no slouch there. I would be shocked if Duduzu can continue the miraculous journey, but if anyone can pull off the upset, it might be him against freaking Andy. But it's been a wild tournament, man. Like, Viper going down to Niaz, Vinchester going down to Antagonist, ACCM going down to Margougou. Like, there's been some pretty sizable upsets. Even Kingston beating Sato was a little bit surprising to me. And that's not even counting everything in the first round. So, yeah, should be good.